Impressive catch out of bounds. Does not count for the 6 they're looking for. And we've got a 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. Davis will remain out there. Interesting to see the corner fade as the play there on 2nd down.
Well, Duquesne has owned the running game thus far. I agree with you.
Riddell under center, 3rd down. Lakers looking for a 2nd straight red zone stop. Riddell will throw. No flags, and we will have another defensive stop for the Lakers in the red zone. The ball and the ball defender got there at the same time on the goal line. We'll have 4th down, and all indications are that the Duquesne offense will stay out there.
Why not? Mercyhurst has done nothing offensively so far. The worst could happen. Mercyhurst would have to start 97, 98 yards from the goal line.
4:57 to go, 2nd quarter. 4th and goal at the 2. Davis next to Riddell. A Laker jumped. No flag.
Got back in time.
And we might get a delay of game here. Yeah, that's a delay of game. I think they just went out there trying to get the Lakers to jump offside, and we should get the field goal unit to come out now.
Very nearly worked.
They were very close, but now it'll just be another 3 points. So, again, credit to the Lakers where it's due. It's not what you want to have. You want to have that punt. You want to get the ball back without points being offered up, but they hold them from touchdowns to field goals, and if the offense can get a rhythm going, it will result in positive. It's only a 3-score game if this is a successful field goal. It remains a 3-score game, I should say. And up to kick is Matt Clark. Good snap, good hold, up, and it will be through. 20-0 for the Duquesne Dukes. But red zone defense for the Lakers, turning 7s into 3s, and that's 2 3s to make it a 20-0 Duquesne lead. This is a time for the Mercyhurst offense. You got to show up. You got to show up before the end of the half here. Come away with something. A field goal, just a 1st down, get something going positive, because their net yardage in this game has been at the negatives.
Well, the special teams back out. Duquesne will kick off. Mercyhurst, I don't think, has been across its own 40-yard line.
Their last possession was their best possession, and that came as a result of a interception.
Yep.
And that was, of course, picked off by the outside linebacker, Patrick Carter. They did not gain any yards on that offensive possession. Ended up going back 5 yards. Went for it on 4th down unsuccessfully. And this will be their 4th offensive possession of the game.
I was expecting a reasonably high-scoring game tonight and a very close game. And thus far, I and a bunch of other Mercyhurst Laker fans very disappointed.
Touchback here, 4:53 to go. Closing in on halftime for a 20-0 Dukes lead, as the Laker offense will come back out looking to build any positivity, looking to build offensive yards and positive yards. They have not found that yet in this contest. No 1st downs nearly through the end of the 1st half thus far. Urena. Man over his bottom left shoulder is a player who we saw twice on the NEC Pick 6 Plays of the Week. Snap here, they will hand off, looking forward and maybe tumbling for 1.5 yards, as that's Brian Trobel, the senior.
Going back to their bread and butter, you've heard very little from Brian Trobel here in the 1st half, and he's the reigning offensive player of the week in the NEC.
And you saw it on that Pick 6 play. He had a very long receiving touchdown and a nice little hurdle as well in that game on Staten Island against the Wagner Seahawks. 2nd and 8, he does gain 2 there, as Urena has got 2 backs with him. Urena does his checks, gets the ball, passing play. They'll move this one back up to his favorite target near the 1st down marker. And that one corralled in once again by Evan Van Dyke. We've called his name just about every time the ball's been passed. This is an opportunity for the Lakers. It's 3rd down and a yard. Create an offensive possession. Get this first down, and good things can only come for you. This is the best drive of the game so far for the Lakers. The first time in this game they have not had a 3rd and 14 or more.
Urena last season at Duquesne, 38 of 52, 345 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He was sacked 4 times.
Well, they're going to direct snap this one back to Trobel. He's going to take it forward. I don't believe he got the first down. We'll see where forward progress got him. And they're going to call this one. No, they do move the chains. Trobel with the direct snap, and he just ekes over the proverbial yellow line to get the first down. So for the first time in this game, the Laker offense has been able to turn a drive into a positive first down and a new set of downs. The world is your oyster now. Keep this positivity going. Keep this offensive possession going. Urena, 2 backs with him. Takes the snap, turns around, gives this one to Trobel. Trobel drops it, picked up by the defense of the Dukes, and it's going to be a house call here. Back it'll go, and it's a fumble recovery for a touchdown for Duquesne.
Wow.
Avery Morris picks up the loose ball and takes it to the house. 26-0 Duquesne. Finally a drive that was going right for the Lakers, and it results in Trobel putting the ball on the turf.
Well, the Dukes score a defensive touchdown now. And suddenly it is 26-0 now with an extra point coming.
And that's just a backbreaker. You finally have positive offensive possession. You finally get a first down. You give it to the man who was your workhorse and your player of the week last week, and it just stumbles out of his hand. Extra point away from 27-0. That one will be up and good. Lakers will get the ball right back, but that is a heartbreaker, and credit in the world to Avery Morris. It's not easy when you're already running down full speed to pick that ball up and just keep the positive momentum, but it was one foul swoop for him, and he found himself with a rushing touchdown in a sense.
No defender was close to him as he took it in for a touchdown. The extra point is converted. 2:53 left in a very, very disappointing half if you're a Mercyhurst Laker fan. Duquesne has owned this game from the opening possession, and they have stretched the lead now to 27-0.
Well, extra wind breaking, if you will, or breaking the wind out of the sail, as the Mercyhurst defense had just allowed 6 points in 2 possessions, and the offense with a fumble gives up 7 right there to make this now a 4-possession game. Mercyhurst has found 1 first down. They'll get the ball back, 2:53 before the half, but this game very quickly getting away from the Lakers.
Duquesne scored 31 points last season, 17 unanswered in the second half to win 31-24, but they are rolling tonight, 27-0, late second.
Clark on for the kick. Boots this one back into the end zone and for another touchback. So here comes the Laker offense. And Trobel's going to want some redemption after that one. We'll see what he can do. He had a tremendous week, as we've touched on a few times, as you saw during our break for the quarter. Had a tremendous week last week from the Lakers' first road win as an FCS school. He's got to perform here in a big moment before the half and give any heartbeat into the locker room going into the second half.
Not a good day for other Mercyhurst teams. Women's hockey lost at Penn State 6-1. Men's hockey lost at home conference game against Holy Cross 4-0.
Urena gets the snap. Send this one out to the sideline, and that one is corralled in. That is a strong man catch right there by the wide receiver. Able to be pulled in. That's Rylan Davison. Second time he's been targeted today. And Urena and Davison connect for the second first down of the contest for the Lakers. That was a hardy catch you have to make. Not only are you being aware of where the sideline is, you also have the defender breathing down your neck.
Davison actually scored the first touchdown at Saxon Stadium this year, recovering a fumble in the end zone.
Urena, just a little shuttle passes. He had all of the defensive pressure in the world. It was right into the gut of his intended receiver, but dropped for a 2nd and 10. Clock will stop. 2:24 left to go, or clock remains stopped, rather. 2:24 to go in the first half. 27-0 Duquesne as the Lakers look for some positivity on this drive. Urena under center. Defensive position changes here for the Dukes. Corner backs off a bit. Quick throw right out to the left wing side and close to the first down marker. Should be about a 7-yard gain. It's once again Davison. 5'10", 200, but certainly not afraid to take a hit. And he does get 8 yards, so a third and manageable, 3rd and 2, as the Lakers are close to half field. They'll look for a quick play here before the 2-minute warning, and we will get the whistle. So this will give Mercyhurst a chance to figure out exactly what they want to do on a huge play for them with 2 yards to go before you get a first down.
You said earlier the body language speaks to the score in this game. Duquesne very energetic and rightfully so, leading 27-0, and Mercyhurst bewildered, I guess is the word, as they try to come up with some offense that will get them some points here before the half comes to an end.
The positivity here for the Laker offense is that these last 2 drives, short as they may have been, and this one their longest drive of the game so far, both in yards gained and in total plays, is that these have been their best 2 offensive drives. So if you're looking for some silver lining, something you take back to the locker room, that's what you're going to be able to take. Your defense has come up big in terms of being able to stop in the red zone the last 2 drives, but otherwise you've got a long halftime and you've got a long half to try and figure out exactly what you want to do to keep in this game.
Let me tell you what the sports information department has going for it today. Men's tennis in action in Princeton, New Jersey. Bowling in Youngstown, Ohio. Women's and men's rowing at the head of the Charles in Boston. Men's water polo versus Navy right here in Erie. We told you about women's hockey. Volleyball plays New Haven. Men's hockey lost to Holy Cross. Men's water polo against Augustana. And, of course, this game here, football and Duquesne Dukes are the visitor tonight. Just another typical average weekend on the Hill.
Is there anything better than fall sports in the NCAA? 3rd and 2. Big opportunity here for the Laker offense, trying to cross half field for the first time on their own volition. Official comes in, and we'll get a timeout here for the Dukes. So the 2-minute warning timeout, not enough, or saw something that they didn't like from the Mercyhurst offense, and we'll come out with a defensive change. So we remain in this timeout with 2 minutes left to go in the half. And if the Lakers think that the Duquesne Dukes saw something that they didn't like, maybe got to switch it up on them once again.
Just a few minutes ago, Mercyhurst fumbled for the 7th time this season, lost it for the 4th time. Relatively penalty-free first half for both teams. Time of possession, Duquesne very, very much ahead, as indicated by the score, 27-0. Again, Dan McCann was the head coach for the Dukes back in 1981. Dan passed some years ago. A couple of more stories about Duquesne as time permits here.
Urena will go out wide as a receiver. 3rd and 2 here, 2 minutes left to go. Direct take. They're going to do a flea flicker variation. The long ball not able to be corralled. And we'll have 4th down. They dialed up from their bag of tricks, but covered the entire way was the intended receiver. And you got to go for it here for the Lakers. 4th down and 2, ball at the 48-yard line. $1:54 left to go in the half. Interesting play call after so much time to be able to decide what your play is. And snuffed out pretty immediately as Urena tries the deep ball. And they're going to send out the punting unit. Well, they will play the field position game. It has not been a game the Lakers have won in this first half, down 27-0. Punt unit back out there. Garrett McGuire. He's done a good job so far here tonight, but he's got the wind going against him. And now we'll get a timeout from the Lakers.
Don't know if they tried to draw Duquesne offside, but it didn't work. And let's see if Ryan Remedio has a change of heart. By the way, back in 1981, I was at the game at South High Stadium in Pittsburgh. The sports information director for Duquesne at that time was Nellie King. Nellie King, a pitcher for the Pirates from 54 to 57. When his contract and Bob Prince's weren't renewed in 1975, Nellie had to seek other employment. He ended up with Duquesne, where he was the SID for a time. He was employed 20 years as an employee of the Dukes. He was also a color commentator for basketball, and he was the golf coach for a bit. So, wonderful career for Nellie King. Got a chance to meet him that night in Pittsburgh in 1981. A gentleman, to say the least.
You want to talk about a jack of all trades. You play Major League Baseball, and then you go on to a terrific career in collegiate athletics. Meanwhile, 4th and 2, Urena back under center. And the Lakers will go for it here. Look at the open hole there, and it's a first down conversion. Strong run from Brian Trobel, and a fresh set of downs for the Lakers. So it was a little bit of a chess match there from the 2-minute warning on between the Dukes, fittingly, and the Lakers, and it results in, ultimately, a first down. Urena back under center. Lakers first time on their side of the field under their own fruition, or volition, I should say. 1:33 left to go here. Urena under center. He'll take it. Step back, looking for somewhere to go. Pocket breaks down, and he is sacked. They dialed up the pressure strong, and it's a hurry up here for the Lakers. Urena gets right back up. $1:20 left to go. They lose about 10 yards.
I'll say he was sacked. 3 Dukes collaborated simultaneously.
Those are big boys. 66 seconds left to go in the half. 2nd and 19, 9-yard loss on the sack of Urena. Urena looks around. Pre-snap checks. Trobel comes up to apply a little bit of extra help for Urena. Urena, pocket breaks down, man behind him, gets it away, nearly picked off, and that one will fall incomplete. Back there on the coverage was Antonio Epps, the safety. He got the one hand up. And we'll have 3rd and 19. Clock stops with 47 seconds left to go.
Mercyhurst came into the contest allowing 16 sacks for 99 yards. And Duquesne has sacked Urena several times thus far.
47 seconds left. 3rd and 19. Urena, well back from where this set of downs had started. He'll get it, looks for a quick release, goes up deep, a little bit of a hold down there. Oh, and it is all tied up. Is it a turnover? They still, it'll fall incomplete. A good battle back there between the corner and the receiver.
What a good job by Henry Pickens for Duquesne, who broke up that pass and came very close to picking it off. It was a well-thrown ball by Urena, no mistake about it, but Pickens was very, very good on the coverage.
Yeah, he was step in step with Evan Van Dyke there. They both had hands on it. They both cradled it, but it falls to the turf, incomplete. 40 seconds left to go in the half, and the Dukes will get the ball back as the punting unit comes out. This time for real. 27-0 Duquesne here from Saxon Stadium. This one's got a little extra head on it, finds its way down at about the 15-yard line, and a lot of open room to work with here is running toward the sideline. And finding his way safely is Joey Isabella. Good return on the punt. 29 seconds left to go, and we'll see if Riddell and the Dukes offense comes out to get to the locker room a little early, or if they want to try and add a cherry on top of what has been a nearly perfect first half.
43 yards on the punt, and 17 on the return to the 32-yard line.
1st and 10 on the 32. Duquesne back in their own side of the field. They lead 27-0. Riddell, he's got his favorite running back there in Ness Davis. Davis broke a long one out for a touchdown on the second drive of the game. Quick pre-snap discussion here from the quarterback. Riddell back under center. Riddell, he'll take it immediately. Hands this one off to Davis. Davis gets wrapped up. This ball will be just at about the 38-yard line. Clock is ticking, and we'll see. That should do it for the half as Riddell walks toward the sideline.
What a half for Duquesne.
27-0. They find themselves up. They've got a defensive score. They've got rushing scores. They've got passing scores, and they've got a 4-possession lead in a battle of 2 unbeatens in the NEC. 27-0 at half. Everything going right for the Dukes. Mercyhurst showing signs of life late toward the end of the half, but a lot of ground to make up and a lot of work to do going into the second half here from Saxon Stadium. Immediate thoughts right after the first half, John.
Well, Duquesne came out, took the fans out of the game, scored on its first 2-3 drives. The Mercyhurst defense played too long in the first half. The offense couldn't sustain anything. They even had an interception, Mercyhurst did, and took over at the 35, but couldn't move the football, and that's the story. Duquesne has just owned the first half, and they lead at 27-0.
27-0 as we are through the opening 30 minutes of this contest. 30 to go. Marching band will come on out. And the Lakers, a lot to think about in this 20 minutes between snaps. 27-0 your score in favor of the Dukes as we are at the half. We will step aside momentarily. When we come back, we'll get you ready to roll for second half of football here. NEC football on NECfrontrow.com.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with the NEC Notebook, delivered to you by WB Mason. Mercyhurst running back Brian Trobel is the NEC Offensive Player of the Week. He hammered Wagner with 121 yards and 2 touchdowns on 29 carries and caught 2 passes for 75 yards and another score. The Defensive Player of the Week is Central Connecticut State's Malachi Wright. The linebacker posted a career-high 15 tackles to key a road win over Robert Morris. On special teams, it's Duquesne's Joel Capasu. He opened the route over St. Francis with a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The Duke's Ryan Petrus takes home his second straight Rookie of the Week award. His 12-yard touchdown catch was his 4th score of the season. We're back on Yes Network, Sportsnet Pittsburgh, and ESPN Plus on Saturday, October 25th with Duquesne at Wagner. Kickoff is at noon. All conference games are streamed live and free on NECfrontrow.com, and follow the season on social media at NEC Sports or the web at NECsports.com.
Today we're going to be helping style some high schoolers with Under Armour and seeing their personality shine through.
She found her pick.
Let's get it. Style is all about a representation of yourself.
Whatever you feel the most confident in,
It brings out your personality as well.
Yeah, I think community and style, it all goes together. Back to school is right around the corner. All the kids want to look good when they go back to school, so we're going to make sure we help them do that. Because at the end of the day, you know, you make the clothes. It's you.
Here's to the hard-working, the kitchen staff, and the front of house. The delivery drivers who can make sure you're fed when you can't or don't want to leave your house. To the customers, the cheese and pepperoni loving. The ones who taste things differently and insist that anything can go on a pizza. While some might see them as crazy, we see them as genius. No matter the occasion, no matter the toppings, at Donato's, every piece is important.
Kyle Turner here with the NEC Fast 5. It's the top 5 plays from the past week in NEC sports. Number 5, FDU's Marina Herzako chips the keeper to extend the Knights' lead.
That's chipped up and over the head.
Number 4, New Haven's Peyton Malinowski with a beautiful set from the back line, and Lauren McKellar finishes with the kill.
Gets it down. Outstanding stuff from Peyton Malinowski.
Number 3, Delaware State's Ariana Peregrino with an absolute banger off the volley.
And that's a goal on the second effort.
Number 2, Stonehill's Nate Montero rifles this game winner from just outside the box.
Don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot, man. Oh, don't let him shoot.
Number 1, as seen on the SportsCenter Top 10, Central Connecticut's Emma Radoncic fires this lefty rocket in a 2-1 win for the Blue Devils. Well, folks, there you have it. Those are your top 5 plays from the past week in NEC sports.
With football, with sports, you gotta kind of always be delusionally confident with style. It's the way you wear it. You feel good, you play good. It goes all in one.
Hurst is home. It's more than just a phrase, it's a way of life. At Mercyhurst University, home is where you pursue your passions, work through challenges, find support, share laughs, and make memories that last a lifetime. We provide our students with generous scholarships, hands-on classroom experiences, and long-standing traditions, creating a foundation for success beyond our gates. Find your home at Mercyhurst University.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
There's losing, and then there's being the loser. Game time comes with enough pressure. Way too often, people are betting on sports, losing, and taking it out on the athletes. Only a loser would harass college athletes after losing a bet. But it happens almost every day. Root for your team. Get crazy when the buzzer sounds. But don't harass anyone because you lost a bet. It's time we draw the line and put an end to the abuse. Brought to you by the NCAA.
Hurst is home. It's more than just a phrase, it's a way of life. At Mercyhurst University, home is where you pursue your passions, work through challenges, find support, share laughs, and make memories that last a lifetime. We provide our students with generous scholarships, hands-on classroom experiences, and long-standing traditions, creating a foundation for success beyond our gates. Find your home at Mercyhurst University.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
Here's to the hardworking, the kitchen staff, and the front of house. The delivery drivers who can make sure you're fed when you can't or don't want to leave your house. To the customers, the cheese and pepperoni loving. The ones who taste things differently and insist that anything can go on a pizza. While some might see them as crazy, we see them as genius. No matter the occasion, no matter the toppings, at Donato's, every piece is important.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey is...
I'm just being cool as can be.
It's where we are.
When I'm being myself, you wish you were me. So easy. Get out your own way.
Mercyhurst University. Family was a huge Steelers fan. I grew up watching football all my life. As soon as I could, I got into flag football.
How are you? Bring them things.
Maybe. Started playing tackle football.
That's money. That's cash.
A group of guys that played all the way from, that flag football first grade. We get players from all around the country, Florida, California, overseas, and everybody buys in. Everybody knows Hurst is home, and I think that goes back to the culture. Everybody feels accepted here. Everybody family. So I was around football, I said my whole life. We would come here and there, not a ton, but we'd come out to games. We'd go to a lot of NFL games, a lot of college games. But yeah, I mean, it's always been my dream to play at the next level, Division I. That's every athlete's dream to be a D1 athlete. So, just growing up around Erie, all these football schools around us, it was just really inspiring, and that's kind of what I wanted to do.
So to have the chance to play locally and the ability for your family to come see you and then find out that we're going D1 and you get to be here for that, kind of what was that moment like for you? I mean, it was a dream come true. It didn't really feel real, and you said it best. I mean, my parents, my family, my friends, the people that have supported me my whole life, I mean, they're all right down the road. So, now being a D1 athlete, they come to every home game, they go to the away games, it's just so special to have that support around me. The coaches, were very, very heavily recruiting me. Felt a lot of love from the coaching staff. When I came on my visit, all the players, treated me like family already. I felt super accepted. And I got some advice one time. I would rather be a player on a team than a number on a team, and that really stuck with me. I feel like that's what it is at Mercyhurst. Everybody's a player, everybody's family.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Hey, grab me one too.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Kyle Turner here with the Pick 6. It's the top 6 plays from the past week in NEC football. Number 6. NEC Special Teams Player of the Week Duquesne's Joel Capasu goes 94 yards to the house on the opening kickoff.
Out to the 50-yard.
In the NEC this year.
Field trouble, and he's going to take it all the way.
Number 3. NEC Offensive Player of the Week Mercyhurst Brian Trobell hurdles a defender and gets inside the 5. Trobell would score on the very next play.
Hurdles over Romulus, and he rumbles inside the 5.
Number 2. Central Connecticut's Devin Anderson reads the play and takes this pick 6, 55 yards the other way.
Intercepted, and the return is on. And this is going to be a touchdown on a pick 6.
Number 1. Duquesne's Ness Davis gets amazing height on this hurdle in a win over St. Francis.
From Peaches hurdles him in, and he's still going up the sideline. Oh, wow, what an athletic play from Ness Davis.
Wow.
Well, folks, there you have it. Those are your top 6 plays from the past week in NEC football.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with the NEC Notebook delivered to touchdowns on 29 It's Duquesne's Joel Capasu. He opened the route over St. Francis with a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The Duke's Ryan Petrus takes home his second straight Rookie of the Week award. His 12-yard touchdown catch was his fourth score of the season. We're back on Yes Network, Sportsnet Pittsburgh, and ESPN Plus on Saturday, October 25th with Duquesne at Wagner. Kickoff is at noon. All conference games are streamed live and free on necfrontrow.com, and follow the season on social media at NEC Sports or the web at necsports.com.
Today we're going to be helping style some high school.
Hey, check out this guy's giant head. It's like a big apple on a little stick.
Sit close, but not too close. With StubHub, choose the right.
Get in the game at BetUS, America's favorite sports book. Over 50 sports, live betting, online casino, horse racing. Start now and enjoy easy deposits, fastest payouts, and the biggest bonuses. And for over 25 years, BetUS is a name you can trust. Mention TV 150 now and get up to 150% in bonuses. BetUS, we've got your game. Call or visit BetUS.com now to join.
Life. At Mercyhurst University, home is where you pursue your passions, work through challenges, find support, share laughs, and make memories that last a lifetime. We provide our students with generous scholarships, hands-on classroom experiences, and long-standing traditions, creating a foundation for success beyond our gates. Find your home at Mercyhurst University.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are.
And I think that goes back to the culture.
Welcome back into Saxon Stadium. Mercyhurst Lakers find themselves in a 27-0 hole to the Duquesne Dukes in a battle of the two unbeatens in the NEC. So far, round one going to Duquesne, second half underway, and we've got statistics from the first half of this NEC showdown on NEC Front Row. I welcome back in our broadcast partner, John Leisering. John, a dominant first half for the Dukes, and it's not just in the scoreboard, the numbers show the same.
First downs, Duquesne 14, Mercyhurst 3. Duquesne rushed 25 times for 209 yards, averaged almost 8.5 a carry. Mercyhurst rushed 9 times for minus 19. -2 yards per carry. Duquesne 64 receiving yards on 4 completions. Mercyhurst 46 receiving yards on 6 completions. Duquesne was 4 of 9 in the air with 1 interception. Mercyhurst was 6 of 16. Duquesne 273 total yards of offense. Mercyhurst 27 on 25 plays. Other notes, one interception for Mercyhurst. They returned it 15 yards but couldn't do anything with it. Lakers lost one fumble, and that was returned for a touchdown. Mercyhurst punted 4 times for 43 yards. Duquesne did not punt. Duquesne owned the ball nearly 2/3 of the time in the first half, 19-19 to 10-12. The Dukes were 2 of 4 on third down. Mercyhurst was 1 of 7. And Mercyhurst 1 of 2 on fourth down. Penalties. Each team had 1 penalty for 5 yards in the first half.
And it felt that way.
Boy, oh boy. And Duquesne had 2 sacks, I believe, for a total of 14 yards lost, getting to Urena twice and pressuring him on numerous other occasions.
A dominant first half for the Dukes. Mercyhurst has got some work to do. They have not lost at home yet this season, 2-0 on the season. And I think the most shocking part of this is Mercyhurst had a gauntlet to start off this season. They had to take on a Youngstown State team that was receiving votes. They lost by 9 in a 24-15 contest. They had to go all the way out to Sacramento State, a 49-28 loss. They battled the number 4, number 5, depending on the ranking you were looking at, Montana State Bobcats. Only a 17-0 loss. They played really strong in that game. They go to number 2, South Dakota. It's a lopsided score of 51-7. Needless to say, even against the toughest opponents that the FCS has to offer, the Lakers have played competitively. In this game, they have been shut down by Duquesne.
Against Youngstown State, it's fair to note also, Mercyhurst had 4 turnovers in that game to none for YSU, and that contributed to the 9-point loss.
And in this game, it's been a turnover differential, excluding the turnover on downs of 1 interception in favor of the Lakers, none the fumble recovery for a touchdown as well. So the turnovers coming in differentials, but for the Lakers, they get the ball to start off the second half, and they have got to take advantage of it, or else this one could be over before we reach a few minutes into the second half.
Opponents have now scored 37 points from Mercyhurst turnovers this season.
We are kicked off for second half of football here at Saxon Stadium. Back for a touchback, and Urena and the offense will come out as a few members of the kickoff team have some choice words to start off this second half. Cooler heads will prevail, and we will get back to football. 30 minutes to find at least 30 points and allow no more. For the Lakers here, Urena will lead out the offense as they will start things off at the 25-yard line.
Well, the Lakers really have no reason to stir the pot here and engage in chatter with Duquesne trailing by 27.
Lakers positives. Their defense has allowed just 3 points in each of the last 2 drives, so 6 total in the last 2 drives that did reach to the red zone. The offense starting to get things moving, but got to figure out a little bit quicker. They'll throw this one out to the sideline, and that one is just broken up as it was reaching out to the white paint, making it 2nd and 10, 5 seconds off the clock for the second half.
Well, Urena threw 52 times last season. He's thrown 16, make that 17 now, as Mercyhurst has not been able to run the football.
Trobel did have the fumble that led to a defensive touchdown from Avery Morris. That was on the first good drive of the offense's day for the Lakers, turned into a nightmare of a drive. 10 seconds left on the play clock here. 2nd down and 10. They'll put Trobel in motion back behind. Urena hands this one off. Trobel finds a seam to work with, and a tackle right about 8 yards into the rush prevents what could have been a lot more yards for Trobel. Again, he was your NEC Player of the Week last week. 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. It's only a matter of time before he breaks out, and this could be a sign of things to come as he converts a 2nd and 10 into a 3rd and 1.
That's his biggest run. That's Mercyhurst's biggest run from scrimmage tonight.
Tried a few gadget plays with Trobel. They've had him go under center, direct snaps, a little flea flicker to Urena. And now they will have him go on. They will have him back to receive as well, and he will find his way to the first down marker. So first drive continues for the second half of the Lakers here, as A Laker is down on the ground now after the play.
Chirping continues after the play, too. And we're going to get the training staff out to take a look at the fallen Mercyhurst player.
Teams will head back to their respective sidelines as the player is assessed. And we will take a short break while he is attended to.
Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
There's losing, and then there's being the loser. Game time comes with enough pressure. Way too often, people are betting on sports, losing, and taking it out on the athletes. Only a loser would harass college athletes after losing a bet. But it happens almost every day. Root for your team. Get crazy when the buzzer sounds. But don't harass anyone because you lost a bet. It's time we draw the line and put an end to the abuse. Brought to you by the NCAA.
Hurst is home. It's more than just a phrase. It's a way of life. At Mercyhurst University, home is where you pursue your passions. Work through challenges.
Player is up under his own weight with some support staff assistance. And good to see him up and moving with 13:56 to go.
That, we believe, is Blake Hogler, an offensive lineman.
Keep you updated on his status as we learn more, and certainly wish for the best. We get to a 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line for the Lakers.
4th first down of the game for Mercyhurst.
Got to keep it going here, make an offensive drive, and make it a good one here to start things off. Urena, right off it, sends this one forward, and positive offensive progress. This has been the drive that we've needed to see from the Lakers in this game, and a good mix of pass and run resulting in success. They pick up 8 yards on first down, and now you've got 2 downs to make a first down.
Ryland Davison, graduate student, 200-pounder, 5'10", on the receiving end of the Urena pass.
Trobel in tight with Urena. 2nd and 2 on the 46. Defense looks like it wants to bring the pressure. Urena changing the play of the line. Got 5 seconds left on the play clock. Urena will take the snap. This one handed off to Trobel. Trobel once again running downhill. And now he's waking up into this game, growing into it well, and able to pick up another first down and another good set of yards.
So 3 first downs in the first half for Mercyhurst, 2 already on its opening possession of the 3rd quarter.
Lakers drive continues. They start things off in the second half, and they have controlled the ball for 2.5 minutes with a pair of first downs in their favor. Now the ball on the 47-yard line of the Duquesne Dukes. Urena in the backfield, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, sends this one down in deep. And not aware that it was in the air over his head as that one flies over Evan Van Dyke. 6'2" sophomore, just looked like a little bit of miscommunication. Good defensive lockdown made by the cornerback. That was Joel Capasu.
Van Dyke didn't expect the pass. He was looking downfield as Urena threw it and never did see it come down.
Urena, the 2nd and 10. Trobel right next to him again. 47-yard line. This one's handed off to Trobel. Got a man on his back. Picks up about 3 yards, and we'll have a 3rd and long here with just over 12 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. So big 3rd down here for the Lakers. They officially give him a yard, so a 3rd and 9. Two receivers to the top of the screen. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Trobel in the backfield. Urena sends a man in motion. Lines up, comes in at the slot. Urena takes it. Pressure comes in. He stays cool. Sends this one forward. Collected, and this one will turn into a first down for the Lakers. A good pass, a good catch, and a first down continues this drive for the Lakers. Picked up by Ryland Davison.
The arena had to scramble a little bit, but was very patient and found Davison for a big gain to the Duquesne 30-yard line.
And that's bending and not breaking as the offensive line. That pocket was collapsing. Urena kept a cool head, found his man where the ball could be placed right into his hands, and this drive continues. Now for the first time, the Lakers on the 30. They just throw this play away. Ooh. A little bit of a late hit after that one came out. We'll have a 2nd and 10, ball in the 30. That play broke up pretty immediately as the defense got home. Back to Urena.
Yeah, Arena didn't fool anybody there, and he had to get rid of it. And one of the Lakers talking with the referee, Brian Trobel, trying to plead his case for an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Duquesne defense, but no such luck.
2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Trobel in the backfield alongside of Urena. 2nd and 10, ball in the 30-yard line. Trobel goes directly behind. Urena hands it off to him. Trobel looks for a hole, finds quite a bit. Got a lot of room to work with here. Trobel, another strong run to start off this second half. Lakers get a chunk, and they'll be close to the first down marker. Trobel didn't have a hole immediately. Kept those feet chugging.
54 yards on the drive thus far for Mercyhurst. Began at its own 25.
They got a 3rd and very short here. 3rd and 1, ball to 21. Lakers just outside of the red zone. They don't want this drive to end in a field goal. They've came this far. They've had their best offensive drive of the game so far. Trobel will take the direct snap. Urena hands it off to him. Urena sends this one forward, completed, and a first down as it continues for the Lakers. This one hauled in by Ashton Wilson, the tight end, 6'4", 240, a big boy coming up with a catch and a big one, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11, so the Lakers can get a first down without getting a touchdown. This is the kind of drive we expected to see all game for the Lakers. This is the offense that we expected coming into this game, and it's delivering to start the second half.
Dallas Harper on the tackle for Duquesne.
2 in the backfield with Urena. 1st and 10, ball at the 11. A handoff here. Trobel, room to work with. Hurdles one and drives down close to the goal line. That's the exact play that earned him a top play of the week. He has got some vertical on him and another strong run.
Don't know if Ryan Remedio read the riot act to the team at halftime or just asked them to play harder and play smarter. They've made some adjustments, apparently, have the Lakers, and they're moving the football. They're inside the 5-yard line now.
2nd and 2, ball on the 3. You can get the first down without getting the touchdown and reset for 4 more. They want all the points now. Trobel under center, or in the direct snap position once again. He'll take this one patiently, working forward, right at the goal line. That should be enough for a first down, and we should have 1st and goal at about the 1.5.
The only problem with this drive, and it's been a good one for Mercyhurst, make no mistake about it, but they've used almost 7 minutes of the clock.
Time is a factor when you find yourself down 4 scores. Get down to 3, things get a little easier, but you got to punch it in here. 8:07 left to go. Trobel in the backfield behind Urena. 1st and goal at the 2. Snapped, this one taken, Urena, corner fade, and that one was to nobody. That'll be 2nd and goal at the 2. 7:54 to go as the clock will stop.
It was intended for Alejandro Vasquez, the tight end. There's also a marker on the field.
Oh, chop block on the Laker offense, and the first mistake of this drive. That'll back them up. And this is the time when you wish that you had that first down marker to still go after, as a 1st and goal away from the goal line makes things tougher.
They're going to step off some yardage and mark it all the way back out to the 16-yard line, it looks like. That's only the second penalty against Mercyhurst and just the third penalty in this game. It's been very clean.
And of all the times for the Lakers to take that second penalty, doing so in a goal-to-go situation, not where you want that. First down and goal. Ball on the 17-yard line. Urena Trobel right beside him. Ooh, got the jump there. Should have snapped it. Would have been an offside. Keep things going. Urena trips up top. Urena throws this one into the corner. Wide ball up in the air. Waiting for the signal. No completion. Boy, it was an athletic play, but an incomplete pass.
I'll tell you what, the Duquesne player was Dallas Harper, who had the coverage. And he was very fortunate that that was not a touchdown because the ball was well thrown.
That was a strong pass from Urena. Hauled in just on the wrong side of the white paint. Second and goal at the 17-yard line. Urena. Now to his left side, he has Arian Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes behind. Fakes the handoff to Rodriguez. Looking upfield, man on his back, and they're going to pull him down. The Laker march continues backwards. Third down and about a mile from the end zone.
And half the third quarter already in the books. Mercier is trying to get on the board, get some momentum here. By the way, the band did a very nice job at halftime for Mercyhurst.
Yes, they did.
We got to give kudos to the band. Cheerleaders here from both teams. Duquesne to the right side of the field, and Mercyhurst also with cheerleaders to the right side as we view the field.
Urena, back it'll go. Grabbed. And no penalty markers down on the field. It was awful close there in the corner of the end zone. It'll be fourth down and 19.
Henry Pickens doing a little showboating in front of the Mercyhurst fans there as he broke up the pass in the end zone. Of course, Duquesne can do that. Got to be careful of taunting, though. And Mercyhurst is going to try to get on the board with a field goal.
The Lakers had first and goal at the 2. And it ends up at fourth and goal at the 19. Field goal unit on to try and get on the board. This one up and won't be good. Wide to the left, as you see on your screen. And a drive that takes up more than half of the third quarter results in no points for the Lakers. Duquesne will get the football with a little thank you for Eaton clock gift.
Mercyhurst now 3 of 6 on field goals this season. And that one attempted from about 26, 27 yards was no good. So a promising drive. Mercyhurst drives from its own 25. The drive stalls at the 19. 56 yards on the drive, come up empty, and as we mentioned, a huge chunk of the third quarter used up.
Well, get ready to see the rushing attack come out here for the Dukes. 6:48, all that's left in the third quarter. They've got a 4-score lead that does not get cut into off the missed field goal. Everything going right for the Lakers on that drive until you get to the 2-yard line of that chop block. Flag is thrown immediately on the snap. And it should be a false start. It will back up 5 yards for the Duquesne offense. They'll have a 1st and 15 to start things off with a ball at the
Only
15.
2 penalties assessed Duquesne, both 5-yard penalties. 1 now in each half. Ball's at the 15. It'll be first down and 15.
And that ball will be at the 15. 1st and 15, Riddell out there. By 2 early movements by the Duquesne offense.
One of the toughest things I've found broadcasting mucho events over my years is trying to keep a game that's one-sided entertaining. I hope you haven't left. Mercyhurst is still in there plugging away.
1st and 20, ball on the 10, 6:48 to go, third quarter. Duquesne, self-inflicted wounds to start off this drive. Ball snapped, given up to Ness Davis. Davis, just more room for him to run. He'll get back just past the original line of scrimmage, and it'll go from 1st and 20 to about 2nd and 7. That's the Ness Davis effect in tonight's game.
You know how difficult it is being a hockey announcer. I know you've had your share of games that were one-sided. Whether your team or the opponent was winning, it's tough to keep people tuned in.
Clock continues to tick. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 23. So what was a net negative of 13 yards now turns into a net positive of 3 yards thanks to Ness Davis. Riddell gives this one over to Davis once again. Davis finds a hole. One man to beat, and he's got a lot of room to go. Finds this one over to the sideline, finally pushed out as the defender in the second tier, in Jake Miller, the inside linebacker graduate student, is able to find him out of bounds. Another first down, and good things continue for the Duquesne offense here as we march under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Well, that man has had quite a night. Ness Davis, he's made a nest, so to speak, of Mercyhurst, the way he's been able to carry the football, even making extra yards after contact.
Been a big part of the reason that Duquesne has found all the success that they have. Man in motion. They'll give this one to Davis anyway. Davis had a steam forward, and again, it's the first contact and just finding more yards. You can be stopped 2 yards into your run, but when you find another 2 after that first shoulder pad hits you, you're going to make it a lot easier, and that is exactly what happens there for Davis. A 2-yard run turns into a 4-yard run, and now it's 2nd and 6.
5 minutes to go in the third, 27-0 Duquesne. Mercyhurst had a promising drive to start the second half. Unravel deep in Duquesne territory.
2nd and 6, ball on the 43-yard line. Riddell sends a man in motion. They'll have trips at the bottom. Give this one. Nope, won't give it to Davis. This one will be passed out left wing side and find its way in for another first down. Reception turns into a first down by Kyron Boyd. Well, Riddell hasn't passed a ton in today's game, and it's been a mixed bag. He had a beautiful touchdown pass on the first drive, a few nice completions down into the red zone, a good outlet pass right there to Boyd, and, of course, the interception to the linebacker earlier on in this game in the second half, or in the first half, excuse me. But right there, you give the ball to your receiver, you see what they can do, and Boyd turns it into a first down for you. 1st and 10, ball in the 44.
Unofficially 14 carries, 144 yards.
4 minutes left to go. Boyd in motion. This one will go to Solomon. Solomon, who's been one of the 3 backs. We haven't seen Taj Butts since about the second or third drive of this game. It's been mostly Solomon and, of course, Davis as the lead man. But Solomon's given some good runs and gains about 4 yards right there to make it 2nd and 6.
5th carry for him tonight. He's got 50. Duquesne has over 200 yards on the ground. No surprise.
Riddell looks over to the sideline. 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Riddell calls to his line. Softly gives this one back, and met pretty immediately is Solomon, as now a bit of a grappling match right off the initial hit. Defender for the Lakers came in trying to take that one right away. And turns into a 3rd down and 6, so no gain on that rush. Opportunity for the Laker defense to do what they've done a very manageable job of recently, which is, of course, stopping possessions from turning into points. Again, the last defensive touchdown, or the last touchdown allowed by the defense of the Lakers came to make it a 14-0 game. It was 2 field goals and then an offensive fumble that turned into a defensive touchdown, as back All alone in the backfield is Riddell, and he's going to pass here on 3rd and 6. Pocket collapses. He'll use his own feet. He's done that a few times today, and he's going to gain even more. Riddell running down to the 17-yard line. You want your quarterback to be smart, to not take a hit, but when Riddell's as tough as he is, he's going to get a first down and get you into the red zone.
Again, some extracurricular after the game, this time involving Anthony Mackey, the defensive back for Mercyhurst and one of the Dukes. Lakers are just frustrated right now. They are frustrated. They have not been able to do anything consistently tonight. They had their best drive to start the third quarter, end up without points on a missed field goal. And Duquesne has come right back and has taken it from the 19-yard line all the way down to the Mercyhurst, 17.
Well, and back up with the two false starts that actually started their real drive at the 10-yard line. When you look at all that, this has been cumulatively a 90-yard drive. We'll get a timeout here, and that gives me a chance to update the viewers. Again, this is 2 of the 3 undefeated teams in the NEC coming into this game. The third is Central Connecticut State University. They are in a 17-17 brawl with the Wagner Seahawks with under 2 minutes left to go in the game. It's Wagner's homecoming. Wagner's won just 1 game this season. They're 1-5 on the year. Central Connecticut State comes in at 2-0. This would not only be a huge upset for the Wagner Seahawks, but an opportunity, if Duquesne can hold on to the 27-0 lead that they've already accumulated, to not only control your own destiny, but really have a chance to run away with the NEC here. They'll go into Wagner next week as their road stretch continues, but some intrigue with the teams at the top of the NEC standings here today. 3 2-0 teams enter, 1 undefeated team may be all that exits.
Stonehill came in 4th at 1-1. New Haven hadn't played an NEC game as yet. Robert Morris 0-1, Wagner 0-1, LIU 0-2, and St. Francis 0-2.
Could be a double dip of luck for the Duquesne Dukes here today. They're doing their job, and they're hoping that their good friends on Grimes Hill can do the same. They, again, visit Staten Island next weekend to take on those Wagner Seahawks. And, well,
they're playing Neil Diamond right now. You're familiar with that every time London was in town.
Very much so. Very much so. I know the real words to that song. 1:41 to go here. 1st and 10. Ball on the 17-yard line. This one handed right back. Then kept by Riddell. Worked over right wing side. Flag comes flying out as the man goes out of bounds. That was Noah Canty, the tight end.
Flag was dropped at about the 12-yard line.
Officials will convene here. There's a good running gun right there from Riddell as he found his tight end. Oh, and an offensive holding will make that play moot. And back up the Duquesne Dukes. They'll do first down all over again. Find themselves a little bit deeper toward half field.
95 seconds left in the third. Still 27-0 Duquesne.
Duquesne ball will be at about the 29.5-yard line. So a long first down. They haven't had troubles with that on this drive so far.
Duquesne will be at Wagner next week. Mercyhurst will entertain Stonehill.
Davis behind Riddell, man in motion. Tighten things up on the line. Riddell keeps this one himself. Looking deep. Throws this one into the end zone. And too far for his tight end, his intended target, who was the same target that received that pass that did not count on the holding. So makes it 2nd and 17, ball on the 24-yard line.
Noah Candy, the tight end, was trying to get open in the far side of the end zone. The pass slightly overthrown.
Canty will come out. In will come Jermaine Johnson. A few substitutions made here for the Duquesne offense. 2nd and 17 remains, ball on the 24. And $1:13 left to go here in the third quarter. Duquesne does have control of their destiny in this game. They're up 27-0 and threatening just outside of the red zone. Man in motion, Riddell hands this one off to Davis. Davis, initial touch, scatters forward for about 4 yards. And it'll bring up a long third down and another opportunity for this Mercyhurst defense to try and stand on its head in the red zone.
Jake Miller, I believe, was the man who wrestled him down.
Third down, 12. Ball on the 19-yard line. Mercyhurst defense in the red zone in the last few trips there has resulted in 2 field goals, no touchdowns. See what the Lakers can do. Clock ticking down, 10 seconds left on the play clock, 35 on the reel. 2 back with Riddell, including Davis. Davis gets the ball here, met at the point of attack, and will be short. We'll have a big 4th down coming up, and can't imagine Duquesne will snap this one before we go to the 4th quarter. Slow to get up, and they will take this one into quarter number 4. The first scoreless quarter of this game is quarter 3, and it looked like it was going to be Mercyhurst to finally strike into this 27-0 Duquesne lead. A field goal in what feels like hours ago that missed wide left. Now sees the Duquesne Dukes, who started with the ball in their own 20, push back to the 10-yard line, find themselves now in the 12 in a 4th and 5 situation. As we head to the 4th quarter, we will take our final timeout before we head into the final.
Find support, share laughs, and make memories that last a lifetime. We provide our students with generous scholarships, hands-on classroom experiences, and long-standing traditions, creating a foundation for success beyond our gates. Find your home at Mercyhurst University.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
Here's to the heart.
A timeout was called by the Duquesne Dukes right before the end of the quarter, leaving 1 second left, and they will send out the field goal unit to try and put up points before we head to the 4th quarter.
This will be a 31-yard try. Angle to the left near hash mark.
Harper to hold. Good snap, good hold. Clark up, and it will be good. 30-0 Duquesne Dukes as they add on right before we head to the 4th quarter. That will take us to the 4th. 30-0 in favor of Duquesne.
Hardworking, the kitchen staff, and the front of house. The delivery drivers who can make sure you're fed when you can't or don't want to leave your house. To the customers, the cheese and pepperoni loving. The ones who taste things differently and insist that anything can go on a pizza. While some might see them as crazy, we see them as genius. No matter the occasion, no matter the toppings, at Donato's, every piece is important.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
4th quarter ready to get underway here. Duquesne adding on to their 27-0 lead with a field goal at the end of the 3rd quarter. And that makes it 30-0 Duquesne in a second half that started so positively looking for the Mercyhurst Lakers. They come up short and allow a long drive that results in 3 points and a 30-point deficit. Kicked back. This will be short of the end zone. Picked up, and the Lakers will look to return. Moving up at the 20, met at about the 24, and maybe falling forward to the 25. So results in where it would have ended up if it were a touchback anyway.
I believe that was Jonathan Askew. By the way, that gust of wind you may have felt back where you're watching and listening to this broadcast in the third quarter was the air leaving the Mercyhurst balloon after driving deep into Duquesne territory and coming up empty. Mercyhurst is in danger of losing its first home game of 2025. Duquesne came in 0-2 on the road and appears destined to pick up its first road win of 2025.
The arena looking to lead a comeback for the ages here for the Lakers. This one will be sent out to the sideline and dropped. Had it in the hands, bobbled it, fell to the earth, and so did the ball. Makes a 2nd and 10 at the 26, and really that drive is the defining play of the game. Lakers got down to the 2-yard line. They ate up about 7-8 minutes of the first part of quarter number 3. A chop block, only the second penalty taken by the Lakers, moves them back, and they just keep going backwards. They get an opportunity to cut into the lead, and they miss a field goal to the left. 2nd and 10 at the 26. Pre-snap. And collected here by Urena. Looks left, throws right, and a little bit too far out wide to his receiver, Dylan Evans. Brings up 3rd and 10. But a flag will come out as a Laker was down on the field after the result of the play. That was Joey Balgo, the left guard. Lakers might make up a few yards here thanks to the piece of laundry on the field.
Waiting for the official call, 14:45 on the clock.
The officials separate the two sides. Quick explanation. A call on each side. Two personal fouls, one afflicting each side. And so no movement in either direction as a result of the piece of laundry on the field. Will remain 3rd and 10. Ball in the 26. 2 incomplete passes thrown by Urena on this drive.
Urena now 9 of 26 on the game. He threw 52 times a year ago.
14:45, just 15 seconds gone by to start off the fourth quarter. Urena has got Trobel beside him. Urena tries the hard count, wanted to make the Dukes jump unsuccessfully.
Dukes with 3 down linemen in the defense.
Urena throw, hits off of the fingertips at about the 1st down marker and incomplete. That'll be a 3 and out for the Lakers. And the punt team will come out.
Intended for Dylan Evans, who thought he might have been interfered with, didn't get the call. And Mercyhurst again will relinquish the football.
Well, from the kickoff that was moved upfield to the 3 and out, all in all, that took 19 seconds for the Lakers. And they will bring back out punter Garrett McGuire, who's been quite busy here tonight. Flags come out, movement before the snap. Now we've got some discussions between both sides well away from where the area of play would have been. They'll separate the Laker and the Duke. Still waiting for what the call on the official first flag thrown was.
Well, things are getting a little chippy right now, which is certainly understandable. Mercyhurst is frustrated. Duquesne may be talking a little bit as well, and those things will happen. The officials break it up quickly, going to walk 5 yards off on a motion penalty, I believe, against Mercyhurst, drop it back to the 21-yard line.
And the official look to take control of this game once again. Again, you don't want a game like this. It's out of hand on the scoreboard to turn into anything out of hand in the field of play.
Nor do you want anybody to get hurt with the game as one-sided as it is right now.
The snap and the punt here from McGuire. A sky-high punt. Backs up the returner. And it will be fair caught at about the 28-yard line by Joey Isabella. And it'll be about the 28 where the Duke offensive drive will begin. Well, the disappointing part really is that the Laker defense has played very well from the second quarter on. They've allowed only 9 points in the red zone after, of course, the 14-point hole that was opened up by the Duquesne Dukes. The only other touchdown coming from a ball that was placed on the turf by Brian Trobel, picked up by linebacker Avery Morris, the defensive score. But the offense has just not been able to match the intensity and the grit needed in this game. They had a drive that went down to the 2, were not able to find anything as an offensive result. And Riddell and the Dukes offense will find themselves back out onto the field once again.
46-yard punt, no return.
The snap, not handed off. This one given over to the tight end once again. That was Noah Canty. He was a favorite target. Ball came out about the exact same time as the whistle. I think the Mercyhurst player would argue that Canty was down on the defender and not quite on the ground yet, and that's the reason for the swipe. They will call that down on the field of play, and it will move the chains for a first down for the Duquesne Dukes.
Out to the 41 for 13. That was Jake Miller who tried to knock the ball away. Duquesne in no hurry right now with 14 to go and comfortably ahead 30-0.
Well, despite the thrills and antics on Staten Island, the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils do come away with the victory 24-17 in overtime. So Duquesne will have to continue to remain perfect until they meet. This one worked out left wing side. Solomon, shoelace tackle before he can get to the first down marker. 13:30 left to go in regulation. It'll be second down due up for Duquesne. Solomon Jr. continuing to gain good offensive yards on the ground for the Dukes.
And Duquesne keeping the ball on the ground or short passes using the clock. Right now they just want to get out of Dodge without anybody getting hurt and go back to Pittsburgh, tied for the top spot in the NEC with Central Connecticut, who survived against Wagner.
2nd and 4 off of the Solomon run. Solomon remains back behind Riddell. 13 and counting here. Solomon takes it. Solomon, little juke out to the left or out to the right side near the bottom of your screen. Extra motion forward, and he does get a first down and a change of downs for the Dukes. They have crossed half field, and they will look to find the end zone offensively for the first time since early on in this contest.
Cedric Carter on the stop for Mercyhurst. Duquesne in Mercyhurst territory now at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
Solomon remains the back, lined up right alongside Riddell. One man partially out of the top. He comes in motion. They're going to end up giving it to him, and this one works out right wing side on a hook play. Finds his way out of bounds and results in about an 8-yard gain on that motion handoff.
Devin Thomas, the ball carrier. He gets to the 40-yard line before running out of bounds. And the official keeps the clock running.
Solomon will come out. Second down and 3. 11:28 left to go here. Ball on the 40-yard line. Riddell takes it. Hands it off. Met right at the point of attack. And that is one of the first times that we have seen a ground play for this Duke team not result in positive yardage. Not one of the usual backs that we've seen for the Duquesne Dukes, and it results in a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Duquesne has well over 200 yards on the ground.
Davis will come back in, 3rd and 4. Clock continues to run. Ball at the 41-yard line. Mercyhurst looking for another defensive stop. Riddell, he'll swing out left wing side, looking for somewhere to go. Throws this one to the sideline and incomplete. Interesting play call there from the Dukes. It results in a 4th down. Surely too far for a kick here. Riddell stays out there to start things off, and now it will be the special teams unit coming out with 10:34 to go. A play that was just perfectly read by Mercyhurst defensively, and results in the punt team coming out, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time today.
217 yards on the ground last year for Duquesne, well over 200 yards this year. That's really one of the indicators why Duquesne has a sizable lead.
Michael Baraducci on to punt. Up into the air, will find its way to the end zone. It'll die right at the 1, but then has a little extra gas on it. Goes in for a touchback. And once again, Lakers and Dukes convene near the Duke sideline. Mercyhurst will get the offensive drive going with 10:28 left to go. Listen, all the credit in the world due to this Mercyhurst defense. They have had 3 straight trips to the red zone or 3 trips to the red zone after the initial touchdowns that have resulted in just field goals. They get a stop on 3rd down right there. Defensively, they've only allowed the 9 points after the initial 14-point hole that was opened up by Duquesne. That's still not a terrific day at the office, but they have recovered very nicely. And again, if the offense could figure things out here for Mercyhurst, you're running well out of time here now in a 5-score game rather. But the defense has showed up in the second half, and I want to make sure they get their flowers where due. Urena. Back at the 20-yard line on the other side of the touchback on the punt. He'll be back to pass. Urena, high-flying ball here, and they're going to throw a pass interference flag. That'll be a free 15 for the Lakers, and a good job done by the wide receiver to be able to work that one far up the field as he could.
We believe the interference penalty was against Donovan Stanley, number 20. Urena's going to throw the football practically every down now. Now we're going to get a pass interference call, as we mentioned, or Sean mentioned.
And that was Shaquille Ferguson who drew the penalty for pass interference. There's a Laker down on the field in the backfield. And he will get up under his own power and walk off. That was Taylor Wright Rawls.
Actually, I think it might have been a Duquesne player.
Ah, yes.
Sean Solomon.
You're correct.
No problem.
10:22 to go. Free 15 yards for the Mercyhurst Lakers. First down and 10, due up at the 35-yard line. And a good effort, of course, as we had mentioned, from Shaquille Ferguson. Man, a little too far in his way, a little too much contact, a little too much impedance results in the pass interference. 30-0, Duquesne, 10:22 to go. Fourth quarter.
If I'm Mercyhurst, I just want to win the last 10-22 of this game.
Absolutely. You got a game against Stonehill next week. That's what you got to look forward to. And Urena will be pulled down for yet another sack. And a positive drive comes forward from the pass interference, and a negative play goes backwards as a result of yet another sack from the pressure of the defense of the Dukes.
And the Dukes continue to point to the scoreboard after every tackle as the chirping has continued.
Second down and 17, a 7-yard loss on the hit on Urena in the backfield. And the clock will continue to tick down. Now we get a stoppage on the clock. Out from the quarterback position will go Urena. And in will come Alex Javodin, excuse me. Alex Javodin comes in as Urena, I believe, had an equipment issue.
Duquesne had 4 sacks last year, and at least 4 in this game.
So first snap we'll see from Javodin under quarterback, wearing the number 12. Javodin in the backfield, slings this one out right to the man, perfectly into his hands. That is a well-placed ball. And that is close to a first down marker, corralled in by Taylor Wright Rawls.
Perfectly thrown ball by Javatin, who did a great job against Wagner last week in a Mercyhurst win. He threw it between two defenders perfectly.
Javatin will remain out, 3rd and 3. Well, that was a 14-yard completion to Taylor Wright Rawls. Swinging out left side. This one collected, good for a first down. Ooh, and just avoiding a big hit down there. Joe Kerbacher with the reception and the first down. And Javatin breathing new life into this offense as he collects 14 yards on his first pass and a first down on his second. Taylor Wright Rawls will go to the bottom of your screen. Javatin will stay in at quarterback, 8:35 to go. Lakers are just past half field. Javatin nearly gets a jump there. Javatin, he'll take this one. Step way back into the pocket. Throw this one forward. Ooh, awkward little landing there from Joe Kerbacher, who collects his second straight pass. I believe no gain, if not a loss of a half yard.
Brought down by Avery Morris.
He, of course, had the scoop and score on the fumble back in the second quarter. They do credit Kerbacher with a 2-yard gain to make it 2nd and 8 on the 47-yard line. Clock ticking down, 7:50 left to go. Javatin, quick pass, immediately met, immediately brought down. It'll be a 3rd down and long. Javatin has completed every pass. He will go out now as back into the game comes Urena.
That was a nice defensive play there by T.J. Jones of Duquesne.
3rd down and 10, under 7.5 left to go in the 4th quarter. Urena back in. Brian Trobel right alongside his quarterback. Urena will take the snap between the R and the S of the Mercyhurst logo at center field. He's hit in the backfield, gets out of it, keeps running forward, looking for an open man. Little shuttle pass. That one deflected off of the arms of both the defender and his intended recipient of Taylor Wright Rawls. 4th down and 10. 6:59 left to go. The offense stalls right at midfield. Urena looking over to the sideline to see if he'll stay in.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah, no reason to punt in a 30-point deficit. Again, you're building for next week. You're building for Stonehill. You're with the loss here today, again, assuming that a miraculous comeback will not occur for the Mercyhurst Lakers. You're still 2-1 in the NEC. You still have a lot of positivity to build on, and you got to get back to right. Urena takes the snap under center. Outlet pass out to the left wing side. Ooh, good little connection right there. You hear the pads pop right in front of us. And that was Arian Rodriguez, the senior. Makes a run up the field, maybe gets about 3 or 4 yards. Well, now the chains are moving backwards. And, of course, that will be a turnover on downs. Job done by the defense of the Dukes.
That drive went for 34 yards before stalling. But right now, the fans of Mercyhurst aren't happy. The alums aren't happy. Players aren't happy. The coaches aren't happy. The announcers aren't happy. It's not been a happy night for Mercyhurst. They trail 30-0 and under 7 to go, and Duquesne has the ball.
6:50 remaining here, period, or the 4th quarter of action. 1st and 10 due up for the Dukes. Day is done for Riddell. And up the field, this one will come on a rushing opportunity just past half field. So in at quarterback now, Logan Kushner. We saw him earlier on in this contest take a snap. And the Duquesne Dukes putting in the backups as they find themselves in a position to go back to Pittsburgh with a 3-0 record in the NEC.
And their 4th successive win overall to move to 5-3.
Taking their sweet time with 6:10 left to go in this contest. Hand off here, left wing side, plenty of room to work with, passing the first down marker and coming up successfully. That's Deshaun Hopkins, the fourth different running back we've seen in this game. Their primary backs, of course, are Butts, Solomon, and Davis, who have been very impressive. But we've seen Hopkins the last few series, and he's running hard himself, and that offensive line up front is making it so anyone that they put back there, quarterbacks included, are able to find plenty of yards forward.
First down at the Mercyhurst 43-yard line, clock running, 5.5 left, 30-0 Duquesne.
First down and 10. Kushner sends a man in motion. Another handoff here to Hopkins. Hopkins met at the line. A gain of maybe a half, should give him a yard. It'll be a 2nd and 9.
Well, the Mercyhurst defense still scrapping.
They've shown me a lot in the second half. They've done their job. They've allowed just 3 points in the second half. And granted, of course, maybe not the same energy and vigor that you expect in the second half as the first half because of the way that the score has been lopsided. But for Mercyhurst, this is still a victory and a silver lining in your defense of what they've been able to do in the second half. They did their job. They've allowed just the 3 points. They've played a solid game after the way that the game started. But for the Duquesne Dukes, they're not going to care about how this second half has gone. They're going to care about the final score as they hand this off to Hopkins. Hopkins finding some room to work with. He'll go down about the 36-yard line as some laundry will fly out.
Hopkins trying to get some extra playing time. Officials will discuss the situation, but Mercyhurst appears to be walking the wrong way.
Referee crew talking at the 30-yard line. They are pointing, of course, closer to the end zone of the Dukes.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against the Lakers. Again, I think more or less a frustration type of penalty. And Duquesne will have the ball now inside the 20, down, looks like close to the 16-yard line.
Ball in the 16, Kushner the quarterback. Hopkins alongside him, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Kushner reads the defense pre-snap, takes this one. He'll give it out to Hopkins. Hopkins, nothing but real estate to work with, takes it to the house, and that is a touchdown to make it 36-0 Duquesne. Hopkins, the second different running back to find the end zone. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Duquesne gets the proverbial cherry on top of what has been a nearly perfect game for them. Coming in as an unbeaten team, they will leave as an unbeaten team. Hopkins with the rushing touchdown for 16 yards.
Most points ever allowed by Mercyhurst against Duquesne. Last year set the mark with 31 in a 31-24 loss, and now 36 to the Dukes with a point after coming.
Nate Harper in on the hold. Good snap, good kick, good extra point. 37-0 Duquesne. That's the first touchdown of the second half. 4 minutes left to go. Lakers will get the ball. But for everything this game was advertised to be, everything that was talked about in this game, Duquesne came to play. A slow start for the Lakers is something they could never overcome. Offensive struggles. A game that I don't believe, based on what I've seen from the tape, as we're about 8 games into the season for the Mercyhurst Lakers. Not a game that's indicative of the team that they are. It's one of those nights where you get this budding rivalry game and you get gut punched, but you get a chance to reset next week against another NEC opponent in the Stonehill. And for the Lakers, they'll just look to course correct and get themselves back into their winning ways.
Mercyhurst prior to tonight had shut out Duquesne twice, 20-0 in 1985 here in Erie. and then 27-0 in 1989 here in Erie. Well, here in Erie tonight, it's Duquesne 37 and Mercyhurst nothing. Duquesne, with this victory, will move to 3-7-1 against the Lakers, having won 2 straight. Mercyhurst will have lost its 3rd night game this season. They'll be 0-3 in that category.
And should this score hold, this will be the first time Duquesne has shut out the Lakers in their meetings in this series history. Fumbled on the kick return, but turns into positive yardage. And really gutty effort there on the kick return. You drop the ball, you keep it going forward, and you do get this one to about the 36-yard line. So here you go. You know the game's over if you're the Lakers, but it's not about that. What do you want to do to get yourself some pride, get on the scoreboard, and look ahead to next Saturday against Stonehill? This is a drive that you're not playing for tonight. You're playing for just remembering what that pride is. And again, the Lakers have had a strong season to start the NEC. They will drop to 2-1. Duquesne will move up to 3-0. But still, this is a very prideful team, just their 2nd year in the FCS, and I think they've proved a lot of people wrong of what a transition from D2 to D1 can look like. Competitive games against some of the top teams in the FCS, just not their night tonight, and all credit in the world to Duquesne for the way that they came into this game. Game plan ready, execution ready, and currently, with just 3:52 left, they are pitching a shutout.
By the way, I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate Mercyhurst for this renovated press box.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Brand new one here in 2025. This press box was erected in 1996 and got this kind of rejuvenation, if you will, here 29 years later. This field actually used to be called Tullio Field after the late Mayor Lou Tullio. It was grass when it opened in 96, went to turf in 98, it's been turf ever since.
Jameer Gamble in on the rush, gained a yard. 2 stadiums in Erie, formerly named after Mayor Tullio, Tullio Arena and Tullio Field. Both have since changed names as this one's up in the air and will be intercepted. No, dropped. Oh, did the hard part, but couldn't get the easy part of just holding on to the ball as the tumble came. It was a good defensive play, well read, but just dropped as you went down to the turf. And, well, it's not going to affect the things in the long scheme of things, but when you get those opportunities as a defensive player, you want to take them.
I believe that was Quan Rhodes McKee who very nearly had the interception. Javon, by the way, is back in at quarterback.
3:14 to go, 3rd and 9. Javon will take the snap. Look out to the left side. Now look back up to the top of your screen. Thrown heavy into traffic and brings up 4th down. 3:08 left to go in the 4th quarter. Javon will go back to the sideline.
Well, it's one thing to lose. It's another thing to lose decisively and be shut out in the process. That's a tough pill to swallow. But Mercyhurst is going to have to get back up and get ready for Stonehill.
And this is a what do you learn from this kind of game. This is an opportunity for Mercyhurst to show that even in the face of resiliency and losing in what is going to become a rivalry, as you can tell just based on the way that this game has gone, how do you respond? McGuire skies another punt. This one will land at about the 20, dropped, and the Lakers unable to come up with it. The gunner was right where that ball had landed, but the Dukes have had the bounces go their way tonight, and even in what some people, not myself, would refer to as garbage time, something does not bounce the way of the Lakers.
That was a unofficial 42-yard punt and no return. Players are still talking to each other, although friendly conversation.
Ball will be at the 21-yard line, 2:58. Probably see a couple of rushes, a couple of first downs, and then a few knees to get that bus started to head back to Pittsburgh, the 3-0 record. Knowing that Central Connecticut State got their job done tonight, you got to just keep doing yours.
By the way, this game was originally scheduled for 7 o'clock. I heard Duquesne had an issue with that, and Mercyhurst relinquished it and moved the game up an hour. So didn't help the situation, but it was originally scheduled, I'm told, for 7 o'clock.
Well, whatever that issue may have been, a good integrity move on the Lakers on being able to accommodate, and worked out to the Duquesne favor. Certainly with a 37-0 lead, clock continues to run. That rush was for -2 yards, so 2nd and 12 at the 18. And again, it does make you curious. Again, there's been so many divisional levels. Duquesne started as a club football team. They moved up to D3, and they've bounced, as have the Mercyhurst Lakers, bounced around the different divisions that they played in. But only this to be the 11th meeting all time between two schools that are separated by just about 2 hours. Obviously, things will change, but interesting to see historically, as that one is a trip-up play that results at about the 21-yard line. Duquesne bench fired up. Their coaching staff, they came in as we reached the 2-minute warning. You came in knowing what was at stake. 2-0 teams. You're going on the road to a place that has not hosted a loss yet this season. You're taking on a team that wants to establish itself in the FCS, and what do? You come in here and you get 37 points on the board. It's worthy of celebration. This Duquesne team is no stranger to success in the NEC. In fact, they are one of the gold standards. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. The co-championships or championships that they have won since they joined the NEC as a football member in 2008, they won an outright one this year. And Central Connecticut State waits at the end of the rainbow for them if they can both take care of business up until that point.
Duquesne has played nearly flawlessly tonight. Yeah, they've had a penalty here and there, but Mercyhurst just from the start wasn't in it. I don't know if they were tight or Duquesne was just the better team, because Duquesne pounded the ball on the ground and eventually got a touchdown pass to start the parade of scoring at 7-0.
3rd down and 9. As we have surpassed the 2-minute warning, Kushner will take this one himself, rush up the field, man on his back, short of the first down marker, and goes out of bounds, so the clock will stop. No, they will say that this one was properly on the right side of the first down, and it will be a new set of downs for Kushner's offense.
1:53 left in this one. Well, the Mercyhurst coaching staff will, I've heard of coaches just toss a video away, not even bother looking at it, and just get back to work, in this case, getting prepared for Stonehill, because there's nothing other than the drive to start the 3rd quarter. And the defense Mercyhurst played for the most part in the second half, albeit against Duquesne reserves.
Hopkins on the run. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Clock will run.
No reason for anybody to stop the clock right now.
No, this is a sour taste in the mouth for what was so anticipated from the Mercyhurst side. We again talked about the tremendous fan support tonight, the pregame concert. But for the Lakers, if you want to take a silver lining from this, and obviously this game didn't go the way that you wanted it to, but you got to be in a game like this early on in your FCS program history. It's just your 2nd year here, and to have a marquee matchup that was really a game of the week, have it on your home turf. Again, results aside, that is a great thing for the Mercyhurst brand. And as they continue to elevate into the D1 program, into the FCS, they're going to just continue to have games like this that are going to mean a lot and matter. And while this may have came in being the biggest D1 home game for Mercyhurst and not ending the way that they wanted it to, you got to have that in just your 2nd season. There are a lot of good things that come here for this team, and I expect them to course correct next week against Stonehill here at Saxon Stadium.
Well, they have no other alternative, really. They've got to turn it around in a week to get ready for Stonehill. I would just discard the video from this game and just get back to doing what Mercyhurst does well. Trobel didn't run well tonight. He was... Mercyhurst is still chirping. I don't know why. And doing most of the talking is Aaron Rodriguez, who is having some words with the Duquesne bench. That's not a good sign.
Clock will run down here.
That's going to take care of the game. It's over.
The Duquesne Dukes come in a 2-0 matchup, and they come away with a 37-0 victory. The eye test was passed. Offense, terrific. Running game, incredible. Defensively, perfect on the day. Penalties, low. Duquesne, they will head back to Pittsburgh knowing they've got a trip to Wagner due up, a trip to Staten Island, and an opportunity to go 4-0 in the NEC. This was an impressive result for the Duquesne Dukes. They come in against an unbeaten in their conference, and they play like a team that wants to come away with a conference championship. 37-0. The Duquesne Dukes go on the road and dominate in Erie, Pennsylvania.
I'm watching the handshakes. Everything appears calm, cool, and collected. Jerry Schmidt wins for the 133rd time as head coach of Duquesne against 89 setbacks. His 161st win overall, including 5 years at Westminster. Ryan Remedio drops to 11-20 overall, and Mercyhurst will get ready for Stonehill next week. I want to tell you, before I get off the air, what an honor it was to work with you tonight, Sean. I appreciate your having me in, and at this rate, I'll never be invited back.
John, you are a legend, truly, not just of this university, but in this city, and to be able to share a booth with you was a tremendous honor. Thank you to those of you who tuned in tonight on NECFrontRow.com. NEC football here in the FCS. 37-0, the Duquesne Dukes come away with a victory in decisive fashion. Duquesne will hit the road to Wagner next week to take on the Seahawks. The Mercyhurst Lakers will host Stonehill, look to course correct, and look to continue what has been a season of resiliency for them. For my broadcast partner, John Leisering, I'm Sean Bednard signing off, saying thank you for joining us here tonight, and enjoy the rest of your college football Saturday. Good night, everybody.